are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there that's listening to us. Like us and follow us. We will share the show later on. I'm going to go in with my next guest, who happens to also be my sponsor, my new sponsor I have with me, Anna von Straussenburg. She's the owner of L. Anna von Straussenburg CPA. I always say Anna. And you are Anna.
Yeah, I
know you say
Anna,
Anna, but I say Anna. And who says tomatoes or tomatoes? But welcome back to the show. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about you. And I want you to talk about your integrity and how you are all about that in accounting and all of that. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, Carol. Thank you for having me on your show again. And my motto is excellence and integrity in accounting. And that is something I try to live every day. I believe in being ethical. I absolutely cannot stand. I cannot tell a lie to save my life. You know, and it's funny because I hope I'm never in a position where I have to do that.
No, but one
because
thing,
I just don't believe in it, and
right.
I believe in being as ethical as possible, but I help my clients be more successful.
You do. What you do is when you come in and you work with a client, you work with them hands-on, and each one of them learn to know their numbers. They learn to understand their business. It is not like you don't just give your stuff to Anna and she takes care of it and you're all happy at the end because you know you got this great, refund or what have you. Or deductions, right? It's more than that. It's way more than that. And you get to know each one of them. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, what I like to do with my business clients is I like to see their books 3 times a year. The first time would be right about now. I look at your books through the end of June and get a feel for where the business is trending and make tips and, help the client clean up the books and do things like that. A little bit of education. And then what I consider my most important time is in November. I like to look at the books all the way through October 31st. And usually by the time I get the material in and look at, November is almost done. So we've got the November numbers. Business owners know what they do in December. It's one of those months either people do great business or horrible business in December. So we get a real good feel where the client is. And then that way they can make adjustments in the last month or so before the deadline expires because, once December 31st passes, we're just a historian about your finances. So we want to be proactive with our clients. And I really get to know them deep down. Some of them I've watched their kids grow up and I really like to be a team member.
No, more than that, you really get to know them and you work with them hand in hand. And what you are is a QuickBooks advisor for over 17 years. And you really work with them, each one of your clients. They all use QuickBooks because you help them. If they don't even have it, we're going to talk a little bit about the kind of discount that you can give them. But first talk about why you like that and why you want them to use it.
Well, QuickBooks is a very user-friendly program. Intuit will advertise that if you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. Well, I don't exactly believe that because there's ways to do QuickBooks better. For instance, one thing you can do is input your vendor bills and pay them that way. And why would you do an extra step? Well, you do an extra step because it gives you better reporting and a better history because you can see when that bill came in, when it was due, and when it was paid. So just looking at your computer screen, you have more information.
I'm just thankful it was paid.
And information for a business is key. You need to know what your finances are so that you can make good decisions. You need to know where are your markets that are doing the best.
And what I like to say is if you think that you know how to use QuickBooks, you don't. You don't, because there's a special way, and you, first of all, you're trained all the time. You're always going to training.
Yes, I take a lot of courses. I take a lot of QuickBooks courses as well as tax courses, accounting courses. I'm as a CPA, I'm required to have 40 hours a year in continuing education. I probably get about 60.
Wow.
Just because there's so much out there to learn. And that's why I discourage people from doing their own taxes or, not having a CPA to help them out with their bookkeeping, because there's just an awful lot to learn. And, you can be an expert at car repair, but you don't have to be an expert in accounting. That's my job. I'll be the expert for you.
Sometimes people think that you have to have a lot of money or a big business in order to use a CPA.
No,
I said that earlier today,
Yeah.
except about something else. Go
I
ahead.
have helped startup businesses, and that way I get them started on the right foot.
And that's super important, especially one of the biggest things is making sure you have 2 bank accounts, right?
Yeah,
and doing it right.
You don't want to mingle your personal assets with your bank accounts, because then if your business gets audited and they see that you're using it to pay your mortgage and pay things directly out of the business, well, guess what? They're going to audit you too.
And that's not fun.
If you get sued, you're opening yourself up. People set up LLCs, they set up S corporations, all this stuff to protect themselves. But if you start commingling assets and using it like your personal bank account, well, guess what? You've opened the door to getting sued, to getting audited, and things you don't want. So you want to, when you take your money out, you take it out as a draw, or you take it out as salary, depending on your entity type, and you keep that separate. You pay your mortgage out of your own bank account.
Now, let's talk about this big time, because you're excited about telling everyone this. Listen up. QuickBooks, you can help people with the QuickBooks Online get it at a discount.
Yes.
Listen to the discount.
I was astounded, because I've worked with a lot of people with QuickBooks Desktop, but now QuickBooks Online is getting more popular because, well, it's online. You can get it anywhere. You don't have to drag your computer with you. You can open an app, you can open another computer, and it's all there. So it's a 30% discount on the subscription for the first year, and that's a substantial discount.
So you can get them because of who you are.
I'm a pro advisor, and what I do is I go in and I add them as one of my clients, and I just take the credit card number you want to pay it with and set you up, and it works beautifully. My client that I set up yesterday, he got an email while we were still on the phone, and he goes, "Oh, look, I got the email." He was signed in with his password before we even hung up. It took us 10 minutes.
And then you teach them how to use it properly.
Yes, I do.
So the number to call her, it's 480-964-4030. That's 4030. So 480-964-4030. Her website is ArizonaCPAs.com. She does free consultations. She is nationwide. She also works as you're at the Better Business Bureau. And more than anything, when we talk about integrity, when we talk about somebody you believe in what you do so much, you guarantee it, which is really cool that you do that. And she works hand in hand with you when you know your numbers with Anna, you know them so well that you are growing your business, and that is what you're all about, not just doing the numbers.
I'm all about that, and I have watched some of my clients really grow their businesses. I had one guy who was a startup business. He was actually losing money when he started up, and we actually discovered he had a glitch in his accounting for his inventory. We cleaned that up, and he was able to, adjust his prices and look at his segments, because he's different places in the valley, and put his efforts to grow some of the things, because they did it by class where they could see where their different business segments were.
And now he's making money.
He's been making over $1 million a year. He just sold his business for around $13 million.
The number to call her again, it is 480-964-4030. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get the QuickBooks from her, the tutorial that she's going to offer, along with a consultation. She's giving you 30% off. That's something that you can get from her only. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.
Well, I know we're still on Facebook,
We
so I
are.
like to talk. Yeah,
Sure.
it's really nice. You mentioned the team. I have a good team member, a staff accountant who graduated from Grand Canyon University, and he's absolutely excellent. And he's the office expert in the QuickBooks Online. I'm the quick expert in QuickBooks for Desktop. I can use either one, but he's been really getting up to speed on that. And I'm so glad to have him as a great team member.
That's awesome. So that you can do both, because some people only have one or the other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I recognize that my staff are part of my team, and so, a lot of times I'll have my staff member Panos call the clients. Hey, so and so's trying to reach me. Would you call them and take care of them? And he can take care of them beautifully. So, it's not just me. I have a team working with me.
Now, I know a lot of people also, and we'll talk about that if you like too, right now are getting ready to get their taxes done for people who got extensions.
Yes.
Right? And so they better get that in there. So sometimes, a lot of people, for some reason, they also don't do them all the time, right?
And I can catch up.
Can you help me? How far can you go back? Because some people really, it's not that they, again, I think people just put their heads in the sand with certain things or get busy.
Well,
right?
there is a statute of limitations on getting refunds, so anything over 3 years old, 3 years from the date it would have been,
But you can
should
go
have
back
been
3 years?
filed, we can go back 3 years. We can go back further than that. I don't think the IRS wants more than about 5 years.
Yeah.
So,
But you can help people who
Yes.
either haven't, but more so right now, a lot of people are starting to get their paperwork and take it in, and if they want to, they can actually come to you.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it too late?
no, it's not too late.
Okay.
The individual tax returns aren't due until October 15th, so we have some time. And then the businesses are due September 15th. And trusts are right in the middle, they're September 30th. So,
Right in there, so there's always something that you can,
Yeah.
it's not like you work once a year,
oh, no.
all year round.
No, I'm lucky if I can catch a break.
She's busy.
I'm busy. Usually the end of October is a little bit quiet. So that's when I do a lot of my conferences and my education then, so.
Here we go. I almost lost it. Welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Anna Van Straussenburg, and she's the owner of L. Anna Van Straussenburg, CPA. We were talking at the break because, Anna is not just alone. You have a team that works for you, so you also have other people that can help. Also, another thing that you wanted to talk about after the break was there's a lot going on. We do have our lines open here. First of all, I want to say this again, that we have for everyone to get a QuickBooks tutorial from Anna, and it is comes along with a consultation. Anyone that doesn't have it, there's desktop and there's also online, and she can help anyone with the new online that a lot of people are going for right now, get a 30% discount on it, and you can only get that through her because she's a QuickBooks tutorial advisor.
Pro advisor.
Pro
Yeah.
advisor. I'll get it right. So the number here to call in for that is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out on her website. It's ArizonaCPAs with an S.com. Also, you wanted to talk about big time right now what's going on, which is identity theft. We're going to talk about, we're calling it the safety pin. So let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, I was just reading this morning about, the IRS is warning people about identity theft. And there is something that they started with people who had it happen. And there's a thing called an IP pin. It stands for identity protection personal identification number. So, I think of an IP, identity protection PIN, your safety PIN.
Yay!
And the one thing you have to remember is once you get that, if you were assigned it because you had identity theft, or if you just wanted to voluntarily get that, the IRS sends you that PIN every year, and you have to make sure you get it. If you don't get it before you do your taxes, you got to go online and request that from the IRS, or even reach out to me and we can try to see if we can get that PIN for you.
Her phone number is 480-964-4030, 480-964-4030. She does free consultations. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau. She works nationwide, and she's all about integrity when it comes to accounting. And I think that's important for people to understand, because sometimes they get that in the mail. First of all, if there's anything from the IRS, a lot of people don't even open it.
Yep,
That's a big problem right there.
Yes, you should open it and
keep it.
Keep it, and if it's a notice, get it to your tax preparer right away. And if you're my client, I tell my clients, please send me your notices. If it's the PIN, just keep that with your tax data that you're going to bring in.
That's what I love about you. You just said something the way that you said it that probably no one else does. You call them and you contact them and you let them know that they're coming, and you let them know you need it. Please send them to me. You're like their little mother.
Oh yes, I hold.
I don't want to say it like that, but because you're a teacher,
yeah,
and you make sure that they're taken care of.
Oh yeah, I have some really great clients, and I have some clients that need their hands held. They need help.
I would, even though I'm a great client, I would want to have my hands held.
Yeah, and I really reach out to my clients, and I send them their organizer every year, and I hope to get them back. If I don't, we can work around it. We keep an electronic copy so we can have the data from the prior year, because it's important to have a comparison and look back.
Right.
I always ask my new clients to bring me 2 years prior returns so I can see what happened, and it's a clue for me to go, hey, wait a minute, you have this account with Wells Fargo. It's a brokerage account. Why don't I have it this year? And I always ask my clients that. If I see something in a prior year and I don't get it in the current year, I say, where is it?
And that's something that I find that this is what really makes you different, is how much you really care, and you go over meticulously over everything. And you're also got a sharp pencil, which is also really good if they have with a CPA.
Yeah, we have a procedure where one person actually prepares the return, and then somebody else reviews the return. And then everybody in the office is trained to have their eyes open. Even the person that prints out the return and assembles it, the administrative person, is trained to, as they're going through the papers, if they see anything odd, they are trained to ask me, oh, we need to make a change. You spotted something. Sometimes it's something little, like if somebody got 4 estimates and they're on extension, they should only have 3 or 2 because, they've passed certain deadlines. So I'm always proud of my staff when they point something out.
Because that's what you do, is you teach them to do that anyway. That's what you're all about. I was just going to ask you about second opinions, because a lot of people right now, they're going to get their taxes, they're going to be doing them with business people that got extensions. We talked about that during the break. And you also tell people, don't do your own taxes. Don't. A lot of people try, especially they see it on television and they say, oh, let's get that and it's going to make it done. We don't need to, we'll do it ourselves.
Well, if you get TurboTax, you may not know, they ask you questions, but you may not know how to properly answer the question. I've had clients, and this may affect people in this audience, who have had stock incentive programs through their employer. Well, there's certain things that are handled via your W-2. Some of that's reported in your W-2, so when you sell that stock, you may accidentally not report the right basis and end up paying too much tax. I've seen it happen time and time again, where somebody has done their own taxes, and I said, well, didn't your employer give you a paper when you got this stock incentive? Oh, yeah, and I look at it and I see you realize that this amount went into your W-2. You've already paid tax on it. You don't need to pay tax again.
So you see where she saves people money.
Yeah.
Also, we want to let people know that she is a QuickBooks Pro advisor, and that she helps people understand that. That's what every one of your clients do use it. And if you think you know how to use it, you don't, because Anna will teach you how to use it correctly for your business to understand how it will help you grow your business, grow your numbers. And she is the only one that can give you this, which is a 30% discount on the online QuickBooks right now, and it's really popular. So you can call us here and get it from us. Our number here at 30% discount. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You're also getting, the tutorial of how to use it for you, and also a consultation for your business. So call in here and get that. And I know that it's the summertime, but what a great time really to sit down and grow your business with Anna. That's really your website right there.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, people on extensions, the taxes are due again September 15th for businesses, September 30th for trusts, and October 15th for individuals. I say, hey, don't wait, don't procrastinate. Get your stuff into your CPA, and if you don't have a CPA, I would be delighted if you call me.
Yeah, and her number is 480-964-4030. That's 480-964-4030. The website is ArizonaCPAs with an S.com. You always do, free consultations. You work nationwide, and you're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and all about integrity in accounting. What else do we want to talk about?
Well, we did. Usually at the beginning we go over how I became a CPA.
How'd you become a CPA?
Well, I was actually in the teaching profession and kind of got a little burnt out. And my husband said to me, well, why don't you go into business? And I'd taken a couple business courses and one accounting course. And so I went to work at the bottom, and I decided that I liked what I saw. I went back to school, got enough units to take the CPA exam. And in 2000, right after my 40th birthday, I became a CPA.
That's congratulations on that, and doing that at that late. But not only did you just become a CPA, I have to give you some kudos here because you work for this company, and the owner of the company comes to you, not anybody in his family, and he says, Anna, I want you to have my business. I think you'd be great.
Well, after I moved to Arizona, I started working at this firm in Mesa, and my boss, John Stevens, we call him Jack, had a son who is a CPA, but he didn't want anything to do with the business. In fact, he works for UPS now because he doesn't like being a full-time CPA. He does help me out in my busy season. But yeah, Jack came to me and he said, I think you'd be the perfect fit for taking over my business. And so he mentored me in a lot of the business aspects, the things that I find, there's business things that are not always the most pleasant when you're the boss and you're having to do the invoices for clients.
But that's a compliment. That's a huge compliment. So kudos to you.
So I had to learn to ask my clients for money because I can't work for free. I need to live.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
You got to check her out. First of all, she's going to help you grow your business. She's all about integrity in accounting. And there isn't anybody more honest, and there isn't anybody that's going to teach you how to grow your business like Anna. Call in here, get that QuickBooks tutorial. It's a 30% discount on the QuickBooks online. 602-277-5369. It's ArizonaCPAs.com.
Yep, good. I think that was one of our better shows.